This video is by no means a personal attack on anyone's integrity. Rather, I feel obliged to disagree on some of the facts that were wrongly stated in this so-called case study. Within the first minute, Vivek shares over 7 different statistics without any reliable references, and I carried out some research along with my friends and took reference to some of the publications in Nepal to sanity check whether these stats were right or wrong. I was completely flabbergasted because 90% of the statistics on Nepal in this video are completely wrong. For example, I'd like to pick out some random claims Vivek made in this video case study. Number 1, load shedding.
बिजली वहाँ आती नहीं, 12 घंटे से ज़्यादा बिजली की सुविधा एक्चुअली दी ही नहीं जा रही किसी को। इतनी कठिनाइयों के दौर से नेपाल क्यों गुजर रहा है?
First of all, since May 2018, Nepal is successfully on its way to become a load-shedding free country as the hours have been slashed completely by the Nepal Electricity Authority. Vivek in this video alludes that load shedding takes place for more than 12 hours in Nepal, which is completely wrong. But sadly, more than half of Nepal's electricity actually comes from India. Numerous research papers and case studies in the public domain clearly specify that the attention span of a viewer is decreasing or challenged day by day due to the variety of content in the internet. It is also fair to say that the viewers form an impression within the first 30 seconds of watching a video online. According to AdAge, a leading marketing media and news source, 33% of viewers will stop watching a video after 30 seconds, 45 by 1 minute, and 60 by 2 minutes. So, he has done the damage by creating this false perception about Nepal within the first half of his video. I don't think most of the non-Nepali viewers watched the video till the end, so they left without the good bits. As a Nepali citizen and a true Nagarik, I couldn't help but worry about the negative impact it might have on Nepal ahead of the Visit Nepal 2020 campaign. This campaign is launched to promote the tourism in our country. Although Vivek has redeemed himself at the end of this video, he's done the damage to the reputation of our country in the first few minutes by misrepresenting the situation and also painting a tragic picture of our country's infrastructure. What are the implications for Nepal as a result of this video? Well, this video could easily deter Hindi-speaking tourists from visiting our country, and in some cases, it might also put off people in the West. Let me take you on a journey to show you what is wrong with this video case study. Number 2, education budget.
जो नेपाल की नंबर 1 यूनिवर्सिटी है, वो भी दुनिया भर की टॉप यूनिवर्सिटी से बहुत पीछे है, और नेपाल की नंबर 10th यूनिवर्सिटी वो तो टॉप 10,000 यूनिवर्सिटीज में भी नहीं आती दुनिया भर के अंदर। आज नेपाल का एजुकेशन सिस्टम कमजोर होने का कारण क्या है? 2004 का जो इनका एजुकेशन बजट था वो 6% से भी कम था, जो कि दुनिया का सबसे लोएस्ट माना जाता है।
Government of Nepal takes pride in allocating one of the biggest budgets for education in the country. One thing about Nepal and Nepali people, a wind of change compared to the 60s and 70s. We might not have food on the plate, but our kids go to schools. Without getting defensive, but just a small comparison, India in 2018 allocated 3.5 of its GDP on education, whereas Nepal allocated 4.5 on education. So the commitment is flawless. Number 3, drinking water. Both the stats on access to clean drinking water and water facility are wrong. Currently, 13% of the population has no access to clean drinking water, but Vivek mentioned it was 20%. Number 4, inflation rate. The highest inflation rate in the past 8 years was in 2016. Since then, the inflation rate hasn't exceeded over 5%, which just shows that the research team behind this video is terribly incompetent. Even if they were looking to quote the average, यो stats पुरै गलत छ. Online खबरले पनि यस कुराको खण्डन गरेको छ. And Vivek also pinpointed that NPR has massively depreciated against the US dollar in the recent years. But little does he know that Nepali currency is pegged to INR, as in Indian rupees. So every time that the Nepali currency depreciates against dollar, it only goes to tell you that Nepali rupee is simply tracking the drops in its Indian counterpart. 3/5 of Nepal trade deficit is accounted by India. This dependency is primary reason why Nepal pegs its currency, the Nepalese rupee, to the Indian rupee. Since 1993, the peg has been left unchanged. A lot has changed in the last 25 years. This has given rise to the talk of whether or not the peg reflects today's reality or if Nepal needs a peg at all. This issue has gained more relevance in this year as the NPR has massively depreciated against the US dollar. Number 5. Issues of child marriage. Obviously, we're not trying to compete against India. But what was the point in making that statement when India has one of the most highest rates of child marriage in the world, way above Nepal? Socio-cultural factors should be a part of this discussion, but aren't completely responsible for economic status of the country. Having said that, such issues are interrelated and cannot be overlooked. On a separate note, Nepal, like most other developing countries, is trying its best to overcome such practices in the society. Number 6. Child labor. The issues raised about child labor and poverty is prevalent even in developed countries and relevant to all. India, China, Brazil, some of these powerhouses of the world haven't been able to combat such challenges so easily. I don't see how this adds any value to this current case study apart from corroding Nepal's reputation one more time. For example, despite the fact that India's economy is thriving, the social context relating to rape cases, violence against women, female feticide rates are much more higher in India compared to many other countries, and especially compared to Nepal. You can check all of these stats in UN's official website or Girls Not Brides research paper to come to this conclusion.
मेरे हर लीडरशिप फनल के बैच में नेपाल से कोई ना कोई जरूर आ रहा है. हर बैच में ये चेहरे देख रहे हैं हम, ये सब वो नेपाल के पार्टी.
Ultimately, he is trying to attract more attendees from Nepal to join his leadership funnel. I say, hey, that is an amazing marketing campaign for himself. But it is coming at the expense of our country. It is coming at the expense of our pride. I think most of us won't deny that he is speaking the truth in some cases. However, the most concerning thing for me was the validity of the data that he shared about Nepal with the entire world. He was throwing stats after stats relating to poverty, availability of basic infrastructure like water, health, education, and most of these facts were wrong. This video is obviously published with a view to offer some constructive criticism to Vivek and his team, because we appreciate all the effort and thought you've put into it. Vivek has mentioned at the end of his case study that he is looking forward to doing more case studies on Singapore and Israel, and my only suggestion is that please ensure that you use the correct data to not hurt the sentiments of any nationalities around the world. So here's an appeal to my Nepali people and all the viewers. Most of the things we discussed above is not new to us. What's new is the way the story of Nepal was delivered to us through this case study. Nepali people are generally very positive. They have a very beautiful outlook in this world, and we are gullible, we are naive, we are easy to please. But why do we wait for another man to open our eyes? Why don't we take back the control and drive our own destiny? There are thousands of contents that we might like when listening to it and when watching it at the beginning. And a popular personality or a channel almost has an inherited right to earn the confidence of the viewers. But it is also our duty as viewers to curate the content, critically analyze and praise if it's worthy, and refrain from having a blinkered vision. Ultimately, this could impact the national integrity of our country, Nepal. We have an utmost duty towards our country, which is to help safeguard and spread truthful and positive message about the beauty of our country. Jai Nepal.